So we had a great ending to the first volume with Ichikawa discovering that this feeling that he's feeling is in fact not the feeling of wanting to murder Yamada. In fact, it's the feeling of perhaps love. He knows that at the very least he likes her. And in return to that feeling, he knows, he in his own way is trying his best to comfort her with her, in her dark time and all of that. And he does it in a very awkward and also very geeky way, with him putting tissues all over the place, thinking that like, oh, if this was like a ramen shop, it'd be fine, but it's not. And we know that Yamada knows that it's most likely Ichikawa, because who else is here at the goddamn library? But it'll be exciting to dive into volume 2, and I think this episode, because I saw one screenshot on Twitter, contains one of my favorite scenes, so I got a lot of them, so it'll be exciting to see it. If you guys enjoy the content, remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't. And if you didn't like the content, dislike the video and we'll be on our way. Let's get started. Yeah, you just care about her, right? Yeah. Oh, like some sort of mental illness. Hey, yo, y'all got fucking army rice today? Oh my god. Oh, it's the girl that, smacked the ball at her face. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, she also ate the fucking carton. Pruiche. Because it's fun! Maybe her parents don't like her. No balls, no choice! I love that it's dangerous. I love it. He's like, damn this girl, he says as he just does it for her. Maybe you should close the carton before it... It's like a kid stepped at cooking. Just a happy look in her face. Alright. Kids, do not do this at home. Or actually, no, don't do this at school. Jesus Christ, the amount of fucking... Talk about... Like, those fucking chemical beakers are rid with chemicals. She just put that on the fucking floor. Dang, just shoved that right in his mouth. God, just imagine all that. Of course. Hey, look, at the very least, she's sharing, right? Oh, man. Okay. God, she's circling her around her like a fly. Oh. Oh, R.I.P. Mm-hmm, understandable. Mm-hmm, perhaps. That's a fucking nightmare. Well, unfortunately, you have a sign that says dangerous, don't touch. He just runs out. Oh shit, damn, dude. It's big with me right now. It's trending with me. Oh, it's a perfect time to apologize. Well, of course she didn't. Oh. Serina's just running on over. Oh, I have to pick up your fucking trash. Oh my god, far away Yamada. What a nightmare. I mean, she kind of did that in the beginning, too, of this episode. Oh, look at you. Come on, you're the trash picker. You pick up the trash. What does that club do? You process data? I mean, Kobayashi says you barely go in there. Mm-hmm. Are we having a... Am I alive? Is this a dream? Oh, the police station. Oh my god, we actually... Just for that? Jesus Christ. I've always been sick. Look at that, you got the other half. Congrats. You don't have to act that surprised. I mean, it's you, Yamada. So quick, dude. That fucking taxi was ready. Uh-oh! Ah! Really gave herself away on that. Huh? She's like, I didn't throw it away. It was Ichikawa who threw it away. Oh my god, I didn't expect her to have this voice. Oh, that's... Yeah, don't set up a flag for yourself. Enough of you. Oh my god. Oh my god, every time your sister is talking, it's... I'm so fucking surprised right now. Look, I expected her voice to be a little deeper, but... Whoa. I wonder. Look at that, she wants to be friend with one of your family members. Busted, dude. Whoopsie, imagine that! Man fucking caught her red-handed. Oh! It's not like I could ever give it to her. Well, there she is. You missed your chance. Oh, we're back in the teacher's office. Oh, we didn't get to see that. Ah! You're an accomplice. You've thrown away her trash before. Yeah, he's a third-party observer. Me? Uh-oh. Ichikawa's the fucking lawyer. Miss Yamada. Normally, yes. Man's pulling out the Yamada claws. Got him! Ooh. Sophism. Says the girl who made it. I have a problem. Yeah, it certainly is a problem. Alright, we're gonna go back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 4 of The Dangers in My Heart. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty nice episode. I think it covered four volumes, I think. No, not 4 volumes. Jesus Christ, that'd be a lot. 4 chapters, actually. Chapters 16 to 20. It's just that they put chapter 18 first, and then they move back to chapter 16, and then 17, and then 19, and then 20. Okay. So, I'm totally fine. You know, again, like, they've done this where they've swapped a couple things before, and I'm totally fine with that. And here in this case, I actually don't even have any big nitpick on, like, the chronological order or anything, because I actually... Well, actually, they kind of... I have to figure out if they actually put this. Hold on. Oh, yeah, so they basically put, like, the beginning of chapter 16, and then they just moved right into chapter 18. And then with the whole thing of, like, Yamada's getting in trouble for eating in the library and all that. That's also part of chapter 20, but then they kind of just showed the beginning. So, like, they've been showing, like, the beginning of a few chapters, and then they take us into a different one. And then it takes us back to the chapter that was in the beginning before. So, I've been enjoying the way that they've just been structuring everything together, so it's been very nice. And, going into the first part of this episode, which is the pruiche part, this is it's one of my favorite scenes in terms of, like, the comedic punch with Yamada making pruiche, or in the or as the translation says it in, like, a much more, it's spelled the way that you would say it in Japanese, which is pruiche, but, you know, it's pruiche. Other than the thing that I've already said, which is, you know, they're out here in the chemistry class using the chemistry beakers, which is just not good. Like, maybe with home ec and all that, like, yeah, you guys clean it, but also, if you clean these beakers, you know, you can clean it all that, but, like, there's probably still some sort of chemical residue that's, like, staying back on the chemical beakers, right? So, like, it's probably not a good idea to be using the chemical beakers. But it's alright, you know, I think Yamada will be fine. If she gets a little chemical on her again, what's gonna happen to her? She's just gonna grow even taller? In terms of, like, my very minor nitpick about this, is just how the punchline went, right? And of course, they had to make the pruiche, the way that they made the pruiche a little bit more pinkish, you know, with Yamada coughing, and then there's just pruiche all over her because she was drinking too fast, and it's a very thick, it's like a thick liquid. But, like, in the manga, of course, since it's, like, black and white, it looks like some sort of white stuff, you know, as you can see this on her. And of course, here's Ichikawa saying, you know, it's pruiche, right? And I don't particularly like the way that the punchline was in this case, because it just doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really feel like there's that sort of desperation in Ichikawa's voice, you know, because he was desperate to be like, this is not what you think it is, you know, it's pruiche. And then here's Yamada, it's just like, Ichikawa, what the fuck, you know, like, you've just told on me, you know, you just tattled on me. And I really enjoyed that chapter in volume 2, but, and so that's just my small, very minor nitpick in terms of, like, I didn't really enjoy that they didn't really do a big, like, punch towards the end with the hit of what it should have been. But, you know, totally fine, it's whatever. I have a lot of minor nitpicks, but that's just how it goes for me when it comes to series that I really like. You know, I end up looking at it with much more of a nitpicky eyes. But in the next scene with, what is her name again? Kaiwana, whatever her name was. But she's the girl who smacked Yamada in the face, and Serina is out here trying to get her to apologize, right? What is her name? Hold on. What is, what's her name? Rin, but her last name, I believe, is different. Okay, so here is Serina trying to get Rin to apologize, and Rin is just kind of like, oh, you're just being a bit of a pain in the ass, like, it was just an accident. Of course, Serina is just out here like, well, you have to apologize to her anyways, because if it was an accident, you probably should, or else she'll think that you did it on purpose. But as we saw later on in the scene, and also, Serina, no, I'm gonna call her Serina again, Serina. So we have Serina who goes and says to Rin, you never used to be like this back in elementary school. And her going and saying, well, you're the one who changed, Serina. You're so lame, hanging all over her. Which, I think in the manga, she kind of goes and says, like, you're a bit like her lackey, right? Yeah, you act like one of her cronies. The way that she says that. And you know, the dialogue actually has changed a little bit. They actually changed the way that... That's rather odd. Because, like, of the way that Kanaoya-san, that's her name, Kanaoya, first name is Rin. Right, you might think it's an, oh, give me a break. And then, yeah, this is him saying that, and then, you never used to be like this, you've changed. Okay, so it cuts out the point where Serina says, Yamada probably doesn't even care anymore, but if you keep this up, you only make it harder for yourself. Which, I mean, understand. It's like, that's just Serina going and saying, like, hey, you know, I figured that she probably don't even remember that you're the one who fucking hit her with the head, but, like, you might as well do it for yourself. So... I don't know. This kind of goes back because this whole scene is more focused on Serina, right? And it kind of goes back to how I feel about Serina in the anime, where she doesn't really feel as intimidating as she should be, you know? Because she's kind of supposed to be like the girl with, like, I was gonna say a resting bitch face, but, you know, she does. You can kind of see in the manga that she does have, like, a bit of a meaner expression, right? And the way that she scowls at Ichikawa, right? Like in the anime, she really just she really looks not intimidating. That's the only thing I can fucking kind of go and say, right? And then of course they cut out that part where Serina is looking back at Ichikawa because she realizes that Ichikawa's been watching them, so she makes a scowl at him, you know? She's just like, what the fuck are you watching this for? You know, that sort of expression. So it's a little Anyways, in the next scene, you know, we see Kanoya continue to try to figure out how to talk to Yamada and all that, and I love this scene for some reason. It's like Ichikawa's trying to make room, right? He's trying to get the fuck out of here. So she's over here asking him, hey, you wanna take a picture with me? And he's just he's just like, no, I'm not into this. And then he just steps away and just fucking runs out. And then the fucking team play by Serina, they just fucking grab them by the arm and it's just like, alright, come on over here. You're just staying here and watching. Like, he was just gonna run out and not look back, but Serina's just like, no, you're staying here and you're gonna fucking watch. So yeah, we see the scene of her, and then Yamada eventually, you know, comes in and just like, hey, you wanna fucking take a picture? And of course, you know, this is a rather straightforward scene, you know, with Yamada saying like, oh, I could have made a weirder face if my nose wasn't hurt, and Kanoya apologizes, and and then here's Yamada, who's just kind of like, oh shit, you know, I didn't realize that you were the one who fucking hit me in the face, and you know, I'm sorry that you feel bad. You know, she's trying to offer some snacks, and so, you know, she tries to take out the candy and all that, and she just, all her fucking wrappers that she's just, I'm just over here like, is this also one of the reasons why she's like, I haven't been throwing candies in the trash because I've been stuffing it all in my pocket? she's just got wrappers everywhere. And like, she's just over here like fucking trying to grab some extra candy and it's all just falling out. And also, one of my favorite part in this scene is the fact that when she drops that, right, Serina, she's just like, ah, and she goes and then she just starts picking it up, you know? She's just like, are you fucking kidding me? I actually do like that part with Serina, you know? It like, Rin's just like, when did you get here? What the fuck, you know? And then Serina just goes and just, would you just get down here and help? That's like the one time that I just kind of like, yeah, it does, that does sound like Serina. And so, you know, of course, they're just out here picking up the trash. There's a part, I have to look at this part again, hold on. Just a little bit of a difference. Yeah, just a slight, not slight, but it's quite a difference in dialogue. But I actually wanted to look at this part again. I ought to thank you too, Ichikawa, and then he's nervous, so he ends up doing that. These are some of the times where I'm like, yeah, Serina does kind of look like she's fucking annoyed at Ichikawa. He's just trying his best, you know? So yeah, so after that, right, we go right back to chapter 16, which started with him trying to figure out, like, oh, is this a mental illness? You know, it's this whole, like, love thing. You know, love and infatuation and all that. And so that was the beginning of chapter 16, but then we went to, like, chapter 18 and then chapter 19, I think? Chapter 17, yeah, it went from chapter 17, no, it went from chapter 18 to chapter 17. Then it goes back to chapter 16. But it actually kind of makes sense in, like, the terms of how, in terms of how the school, how the school is, you know, in terms of, like, the times of the school, because, like, it looks like we started in the beginning of school, we're in the middle of class, or after class and all that, and then we're finally out in after class, which is technically where chapter 16 takes. So, you know, he's out here, he thinks more about Yamada, because of course he is, and then he sees her at the mart, which, again, oh my god, far away Yamada. So scary. Look at her fucking head, it's so small. Jesus Christ. And of course, you know, I might as well just start talking about the way that Yamada's been acting towards Ichikawa, because as we saw in the previous episode with her again, having her dark moments, her dark times, and it was Ichikawa who gave her, she came into the library for a bit of a relief, you know, eat some snacks and all that, but she also realizes that Ichikawa is here, and that he knows that she's been going through some crying times, you know, she's been crying, and he knows that, and he gives her all the fucking tissues. Alright, I'm gonna, before I start gushing about the fucking tissue scene again, but, you know, she knows that, and then we can kind of start to see that during all of these scenes, where, with the pruiche, right, with her talking about how, like, oh, you know, she's kind of teasing him, essentially, because, okay, there's this one thing that I was kind of thinking about, where in the previous episode, I know, I'm sorry, I said I was gonna stop gushing about it. Here I am talking about it again. But in the previous episode with Ichikawa realizing that he is in fact not in love, but he likes Yamada, and he has all that, like, you know, he has that little flashback of all, like, the good times about her. And I had wondered if during that time of the tissue scene, Yamada perhaps is having her own little flashback moment of thinking of all the times that Ichikawa was here to pick up her mess, you know, to clean up her mess and all that, with the way that she made her cooking the previous food, where she was just spilling water everywhere, and here he is wiping water for her, and then eventually seeing that he ends up with a water bottle, with a cup of water from home ec. But she probably didn't realize that, and perhaps that's something that, like, gives her a little flashback of, like, oh, is that what he was trying to do before? You know, so, like, she, you know, perhaps she's starting to realize all the times that he's helped her and all that. And especially with, like, the bike scene, too, you know? Anyways, so, like, I assume, like, at some point during that point with the tissues, she realizes that, and so when she jokes about, like, you know, go fetch me one then, and so here is Ichikawa just like, damn this girl, and he fucking has to run out, and we see Yamada run after him like, wait, hold on, I was just kidding. It's very nice to see just in the way that she's, like, been interacting with him. Like, it's still very much in a similar way, kind of like with this scene too, right, where they're starting to interact just a little bit more, even in the library, you know, compared to just Ichikawa kind of just watching her from behind the other fucking bookshelf. And so we have Yamada going and being like, hey, check out this picture, you know, you want to take a picture together. So what a fucking picture, by the way, that still makes me laugh. But yeah, so, like, she's showing him her pictures and all that. Wow, I wonder. Again, she's asking, like, hey, you want to take one together? Meanwhile, the subtitle continues to show us that, yes, in fact, she is dangerous and you should not touch her. So anyways, we had that scene, and of course, going back to this one with her, you know, going like, wow, look at you with your new bike. Lucky you, huh? And he's just like, whoa, she's about to fucking mug me or something? And so she asked him a question, do you want to give me a ride? And of course, he agrees with that, and she's just like, oh, I was just joking. You know, it kind of feels like it's just Yamada poking him. You know, it just kind of like testing the waters. Kind of like with her saying like, hey, go fetch me one then. And then he does it, and she's like, oh, hold on, I was just kidding. But she knows that he will end up doing it. You will end up doing it. And it's kind of like with this situation where she's just kind of like testing the waters, where if he doesn't say no, she'd just be like, okay, you know, it's just a joke, whatever, haha. But like the fact that, you know, she asked him, and then he says, where to? And she's just like, oh, shit, you know, again, I was just joking in this scene, right? Like, wait, you will? So, like, she's surprised that he's going to do it, and again, it's the whole testing the water stuff, which is still very funny that, like, I don't know why she does this, where, other than the fact that she just loves giving people her trash. Because, like, you can kind of see where, like, Ichikawa's out here picking up her mess, but then you also realize that in the previous scene, Serina is also picking up her trash. I forgot to talk about that point, right? Because, like, I felt like that scene with Serina having to go and pick it up kind of got dulled down a little bit, just because Rin, or Kanoya, and it doesn't really say, like, oh, you're acting like you're one of her cronies or something, right? You know, one of her goons, one of her fucking groupies or something. In the anime, the way the translation says it, she just says, oh, you're always hanging out around her, and it's just kind of like, I mean, well, yeah, they're friends, so, like, I don't know, like, saying the whole fact that, like, oh, you're one of her croonies, or you're one of her fucking groupies, is a little bit more insulting. But it also gives it a bigger, it gives it a very funny look, because, you know, Serina will be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then in the scene after that, you know, you see her running up and having to, like, pick up her trash like she's one of her cronies. But anyways, goddamn, I'm fucking everywhere. Anyways, yeah, we do have the scene with, you know, her fucking giving him her trash. Because of fucking course. Perhaps that's also one of her ways of testing the waters, you know, you never know. Yeah, and as he wonders, you know, what the heck kind of reaction was she looking for when she's giving me this? I also don't see that he's holding the trash with his mouth, so I wonder where he put it. Isn't this whole writing together a bit slow, a little sudden though? Okay, just him thinking about that. I wonder. But it's her asking, like, hey, do you have club practice? And he says, like, I'm just in the data processing club. We only meet once a week. And we have Yamada confessing that she has to quit the basketball club because it's now forbidden to her because playing basketball is a little too dangerous for your face. Oh man, but she still has to join a club, right? And so she goes and she says, maybe, you know, maybe I might just join the data processing club. This is yet again, actually, her testing the waters. You know, maybe I'll join the data processing club. And so he says, yeah, but you can see that his ears is very bright. You know, and then we don't see her eyes, of course, but we see that she says, she's got a little smile and she says, say something at least. And I love that Ichikawa's like, well, I said, yeah, right? Like, I said something. Oh, man. And so after this scene, with him fucking dying and everything, he realizes, you know, they're about to pass the police station, and of course this is him worrying about Yamada again, and especially with her appearance, which, you know, I don't really think him getting caught by the police will cause, like, you know, he's obviously just thinking of the worst, but, like, if the police actually caught you guys, they'll probably just scold you, but, like, that's about it. Maybe if they find you doing it again for the second time, for the second or third time, maybe they'll consider, like, all right, you obviously have not heard my lectures before, you know, I'm gonna call your mom now. Also, that was like, actually, this is the first time we actually see, like, his mom. Hold on. Yeah, like, this is the first time we actually get to see his mom. Which is just fantastic. We're starting to see his family members, and of course actually, I was too busy thinking about how, like, oh my god, it's his mom, to actually hear her voice. Hold on. Because I think this is the first time we hear his... It sounds such like a fucking... It sounds such like a housewife. It's great, like an old housewife. I hope that's, like, her actual voice and not just an exaggeration. Anyways, yeah, this is with him thinking about the consequences, and he's just like, okay, hold on, maybe you should get off my fucking bike. We're in front of the police right now. That's a little dangerous. And of course, we have Yamada going and asking, you like the standard coffee flavor or the white sour ones? Right? And he goes and he says, well, I like the coffee. And of course, she goes and says, afraid of a low change, huh? And of course, that makes Ichikawa realize, yeah, I am a little afraid of change. For Yamada, he decides that he's gonna dive into this change, which is very fun, you know, this is him diving into the change that Yamada is essentially making him go through, right? And also him realizing that he's always been sick. He's always had this mental illness, right? There was just something wrong with my head. It's so... It's so nice, dude. I love it. But after the whole ride, you know, she's gonna give him one of her snacks, which, again, a very big thing, because she usually just eats all of her snacks, kind of like with the whole pruiche thing, you know. She did let him share on the pruiche, even though it was just one measly little finger, you know. But she still let him share it. And then she just drinks the rest. Well, actually, she tried to fucking chug down the rest before she started choking. But this is also a very nice scene of, like, you know, him taking it, and then he gives her the fucking trash bag. Which is just so fucking great, you know? She looks at it and she's just like, ah! Ah, yeah, you little fucking scamp. And also, this is, I also very much enjoy this one, you know? Maybe I should raise my hand higher. The fucking cab comes so quick, dude, so quick. The man was stalking him in the back, just waiting. Hold on, let me go read that part again. Yeah, okay. The fucking cab. Oh, man. Alright. I do like this scene, though. It's very good. I very much enjoy it. And so, here we are with the beginning of chapter 20, I believe, before we head on over to chapter 19. Like, this is, her creating her creation. her little eraser ball and everything. And so, you know, we're connecting this with the pruiche incident. And the teacher going and saying like, hey, any idea who it could be? And here she is just fucking outing herself. I never threw anything in the trash, so it couldn't be me. Which, again, kind of makes me think about like, oh yeah, I guess she doesn't throw things in the trash. She puts her fucking pockets are the trash can. Not the school trash can. I've never thrown anything in the school trash can. And if I did, it wasn't me. She gives the trash to other people to throw away. Yamada's out here playing fucking 5D chess, bro. But I kind of like that they just connected it with the previous chapter by saying, oh, our teacher's busy, so Yamada's off the hook until next week. And so we head on over to just him having a... what is it? Just him having a little time with his sister, whose voice I'm still just very surprised about. Like, again, I just kind of thought that she would have a bit of a deeper voice, but I think that's just my expectation for like almost every female characters that I see. I'm just kind of like, look, if you don't have a high-pitched voice in anime, I'm like, great. But, God, hold on, I have to hear her voice again. Hold on. I have to work 5 days in a row now, here babysitting. You're the one who dragged me out here. She's got, like, the same eyes, because, you know, she's sisters. They're sisters? My dark... Goddamn, dude, they're really out here trying to up the cute factor on her, huh? Goddamn, dude, fucking Ichikawa's sister, yo. Of course, Ichikawa's thinking about, like, oh man, I don't want anybody to see me with my sister. That'd be a little too embarrassing. And then he realizes, oh no, if I think about that, someone's going to fucking see me. And of course, it's Yamada and her friends. Where's Kobayashi? Like, they just hang out with the three of them? Anyways, Moeka's out here, like, didn't think no one would hit on us. Moeka, you're in middle school, alright? Chill. So, Serina is asking her, do you actually get hit? Hold on. Yeah, we didn't hear it in the manga. Because, you know, we're following Ichikawa, but we kind of heard it here in the anime anyways, but Ichikawa didn't hear it. But you can kind of see, like, she's just kind of like, oh yeah, I've had someone talk to me, but it turned out to be a relative of mine. And, and it's just so funny, because, like, Ichikawa's trying to listen in, and, like, Yamada figured that he was behind her. So, like, you can kind of think perhaps this is just her trying to get, not to get Ichikawa to hear it, so she's just shaking it furiously. Or perhaps this is just Yamada being Yamada, you know, and she's just talking while fucking furiously shaking her chicken and all that. Dude, I fucking love Ichikawa's sister. She's just out here like, oh, you're sure that's enough? You look like some girl on a diet with just a He's eating a burger, isn't he? He's got a burger right there. But, you know, she says here, a present from your big sis. So she's just like, oh, so that's, you know, that's your sister. Okay. And I love that, you know, she was looking side-eye and everything. And so, you know, she's looking over to him as he's leaving. Wait a minute, hold on. What does that sign says? Grand Mac Giga Big Mac. Damn. Here he is, just in line, and here is Yamada coming in, right? I suppose that was, the camera was towards Ichikawa's height, so when Yamada comes in, you know, she's just out here fucking bumping into him. Good. And I love that, you know, she's just really out here just finding an excuse to talk to him, you know, asking like, oh, is that your sister there? Also a very nice conversation. She's super cute, and like he says, she's always trying to do everything for me. It's a pain. And so she says, yeah, I wish she was my friend. So he's like, oh, so she could do everything for you? Which, you know what? That's kind of, again, that's, you can kind of, well, I mean, just from that little tidbit of information, you know, perhaps he is a little similar to his sister if she's trying to do everything for him, and then here he is with the way that he acts towards Yamada and everything. So, very nice little tidbit, and of course, again, it's always nice to see his sister. And so, you know, she's over here like, oh, what should I get? Because she's still trying to figure out to have like an excuse to talk to him, because if he's waiting in line for something, she might as well buy something to make it not look like she's out here just here to talk to him. And of course she's just like, oh man, I forgot my wallet, and he's out here calling her out. It's just him saying like, hey, if you're here to buy something, why the fuck did you forget your wallet? She's just like, oh, I was just trying to go to the restroom at first. And he's like, the restrooms are all upstairs. And she's just like, oh shit, busted. Oh, hold on, I gotta get out of here now. And of course with Ichikawa, you know, he doesn't really realize it until she leaves, and he's just like, wait a minute, like, does she come down here just to talk to me? And then, of course, with his brain, he's just like, no, that can't be, you know? Yamada's just Yamada. She probably didn't even realize that there was a bathroom upstairs, which, wow. So it's nice. I really like this. I really like this part. But also, they did cut out just a tiny portion of just, you know, Ichikawa's sister making fun of him as he's trying to like shake the chicken because he doesn't want Yamada to hear it. But he can't because he has one hand on the ice cream and the other hand's on the chicken. So he's like, I can't shake it fast enough so Yamada can't hear my sister teasing me. Kind of wish we had that, but you know, they're trying to make space for everything. But in the next scene, we go straight back to chapter 20, and this is with yet again Ichikawa, you know, waiting to see if Yamada's coming. And of course, Yamada pops up behind him, and since Ichikawa's here, you know, she ends up taking him in with her because she says, I'm scared. Okay, maybe not nothing. Okay, so he says like, I got nothing to do with this. Okay, maybe not nothing. So yeah, again, it's Ichikawa. He's the fucking he's the fucking lawyer, you know. He's here to represent Yamada and everything. You know, here's this man just coming in to defend her and all that. And his defense, which is very great, his defense is, look, normally, a person wouldn't have said what she said, which was, I never threw anything in the trash. Normally, that's what a normal person would be saying. But Yamada, on the other hand, she's a whole different breed. She's dumb. But hey, the Yamada clause worked. So, fucking good for him, you know? But essentially, with the way that the teacher says it afterwards, right? He's obviously not falling for what Ichikawa is saying. In fact, it seems like he let it go, right? He let this whole thing go because he's realized that, whoa, you know, he gives him a slap on a pat on the back. You know, I've never seen you talk this much before. Glad to see it. What I felt in this scene was that it feels like, you know, he already knows that she's probably snacking in there, but it's whatever, you know, he's gonna let it go because this is the first time he's ever seen Ichikawa come in and talk that much. So he's like, oh, you know what? I don't know what's going on between these two, but if she's managing to get Ichikawa to talk this much, fuck it, I'll let it go for a time being, you know? So it's very nice. I also just love the way that she says, not sure I really like your logic there, but thanks. I mean, again, I think it's a little bit more blatant in the manga that he's literally calling her stupid, but a bit of sophism. I need to search what that is. A fallacious argument, especially one used deliberately to deceive. Okay. Anyways, towards the end of this, we've got this scene of her offering, let me give you some candy. She's got two things, you know? And he's like, well, only one of it is candy, so like, what do you think it's going to take? And he Well, in my head, what I feel is like, yeah, he takes the eraser because he knows that Yamada likes the candy, so he'd rather have her take the candy instead, and he'll take the thing that she can't fucking eat. But also, him taking it, you know, she seems a little happy about that, despite her, you know, teasing him about like, oh, you're such a kid, aren't you? Fucking, holy shit. My lights. I've been talking for too much. My lights have all gone out. But anyways, with her teasing it, but like, you know, this is one of her creation that he's decided to take. So, she's... I love it. I've already said my piece, but... You know, with her going and saying, let's talk more like friends, yeah? You know, I was like, whoa. We're friends now? Yeah, not like how we talk is a big deal or anything. It's man's gripping onto her pride's creation out here. But, such a good scene. Again, it's just the continuation of Yamada trying to get closer to Ichikawa, and again, with all these amount of times that she is essentially testing the waters with him. It's so nice. So nice. I fucking love it, dude. I fucking love it. Again, with, other than my little nitpicks towards, like, the beginning of this episode, everything still plays out pretty well, you know, and I very much enjoy it, and I love it, you know, it's a good adaptation, I feel, and I think that for anime watchers, I think that it is probably very good, and I assume that anime watchers are having a great time watching this right now, and I mean, I'm having a great time watching it too. I really appreciate all the minor little creativities that they're doing, you know, the little leisure that they have, the freedom that they have with, like, just swapping a few things here and there just to fit in time with the school time, which is very nice, you know. It's very fun. I really like the way that they're putting it on a timeline instead of the way that the chapters are going, which is kind of on, like, separate days and everything. So I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to put the chapters in, like, one particular day, or, you know, as we saw, like, oh, they swapped it to, like, next week or whatever. So I kind of like that they're putting it on a timeline. And you know, again, just minor nitpicks here and there, but they're not like groundbreaking or anything. You know, they're not like breaking the story or anything. So I still am enjoying the anime, and, you know, kind of like with what I said in episode 1, my expectations for manga adaptations of series that I like is very low. It's so low. I've got so many, this year in particular, I've got so many manga adaptations of anime adaptations of mangas that are just not doing well. You know, there's also one that's happening this season right now, so, like, my expectations are just so low, and which just makes it even better for BokuYaba, because they're doing a good job right now, and I appreciate them for doing it. So I'm excited to see more of the anime. I'm excited to see what sort of changes they're going to do and everything, and yeah, if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.